Hey there, Internet. Keeve here, and welcome to the Lawns with Keeve YouTube channel. In this video, we're going over our really first big application of the year. We did the 10-10-10, and normally we would have done a pre-emergent, but I explained in many videos, I put new sod all over the place to cover the sprinkler system trenches and many other things. And we cut down some trees last year, and we got some of our yard back. We expanded through sod. So that kept me from being able to use pre-emergent at the end in the fall and in the spring. So we're kind of paying for it in weeds. But this one is going to be the first push, which is going to be a lot of nitrogen, but we're going to be using a chemical that gives us a lot of things, some organics and iron and things like that. They're going to help out. Normally, I've always been very reactive. This year, I'm going to be proactive on the fungicide. And we have to be careful with fungicides because especially dollar spot builds a resistance to the chemicals that you're using. So you can only really use them maybe 2 times in a row at most. And then you need to switch to a different type of fungicide and keep doing an alternation. So that way you don't, build any resistance. Insecticide, I'm really just trying to control ants, and I'm trying to prevent armyworms and things like that. Armyworms is the big thing. I've never had them in my yard around here, but people around Atlanta always talk about armyworms. If you see a bunch of moths all over the house, that's probably gonna be armyworms. This is the end of April right now. And it's just a weird weather pattern. We had a warm end of the winter, mild kind of beginning of the spring, got cold and then warm and then cold. And then like in 2 days, it's supposed to be mid 60s and mid 40s as a low. So that's not going to help. But normally you would wait for an application like this for the low temperatures overnight to be an average in the low to mid 50s is when you want to start. And that's where it's been. Grass is greening up really well. It's starting to fill in. Got a lot of Poa annua mixed in here, but it should burn out in the next couple weeks probably. Maybe a month it'll burn out. All right, so this is what we're gonna be mixing together, and this is probably gonna stir up the comments. I probably won't even put this in the title because it just brings haters. If any of you know anything about like the car washing, car detailing world, like on my main channel, you know that there are haters against certain brands or certain processes, certain chemicals or whatever. Like they absolutely will search it out and they will hate on it. Neighbor's envy is one of those. It's mainly, there's two things. They'll say it costs too much. Yes, it costs more because it puts kind of everything I'm looking for in one bottle, and I'm going to pay more for that convenience. I don't want to buy 5 different things. I don't want to buy my iron, the urea, nitrogen, this and this and this, and then mix them all together and make my own concoction. I don't want to do that. I want to just go ahead and buy it, have it all ready for me, and I'm willing to pay more to do that. People will buy an $8 coffee. You cannot justify that $8 coffee any more than I can justify my neighbor's envy. This is my first time using it. I picked it up because it is the #1 rated, highest rated, like 4.7 or 4.8 rated nitrogen liquid fertilizer that's on Amazon. And it comes with a whole bunch of other stuff. 2.5% iron, 1.5% potassium, 19% nitrogen. We have 2% sulfur, 2% sea kelp, 3% humic acid, fulvic acid, 1%. The sea kelps and the acids are going to help with kind of building up the soil a little bit, kind of reconditioning the soil. And then your iron's going to give you a green up, like, because it's going to green it up. And then there'll be another group of people who will come into the comments and say it's paint, it's dye, it's paint. It's iron. Iron is dark. When you spray it on your grass, it's going to make your grass look darker green. If you spray a little bit too much, it might make it look a little brown. And this is urea and ammonium nitrate as well. So you have, that's your nitrogen. Potassium is going to help out a little bit, especially with the Georgia red clay that I have. It always needs a little bit of potassium. And then obviously you're going to have a whole nother group who's going to come in liquid versus granular and blah, 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 blah. I like to spray liquid. I do. I like to come out every 2 to 4 weeks, spray some liquid nitrogen all over the leaves. And, in the afternoon when it's cooler outside, I just go out, make sure it's less than 85 degrees. Don't ever put chemicals down when it's 85 or more. For the fungicide, we're using Gunner. And this is your propiconazole or whatever you want to call it. And that is going to be for our dollar spot fungicide, stuff like that. It's a group 3. Now, when you run group 3, especially dollar spot and several funguses, like I said, build resistance. So you can't use this more than 2 times in a row. Use this about once a month. And then on insecticide, I've been using this for a long time. Bifenthrin, it's Bifen, and it's 7.9%. This is like what a lot of professional pest control companies use. So I have 2 Ryobis here. We're not going to need both, right? Because we're doing all these at once. Now I'm mainly showing this because this is what I use for my Roundup. and killing weeds in the woods and stuff, because it has a dial on it that turns up and down the power. So when I'm getting near the edge of the grass and I want to kill some weeds, I turn it all the way down. I just drip onto that weed rather than spraying and getting overspray on the grass. The main reason I'm showing this is because I really don't like these a whole lot. The value's good for the price and the performance, but I'm showing you the reason why I like the old school Ryobi, and I don't know why they changed it. See, the old school Ryobi has the cage. This is what I love. The tank is separate, the cage is here, and then your mounting comes off of the cage, and your padding goes all the way to the point right here. The mounting points are right off the plastic, and then you have like 6 inches. Like, this is the furthest that you can pull it in before you even touch the pad. So I'm not trying to sell something, because the one I use is literally the one that you can't get. So if you watch my car wash and car detailing, you know I have fittings like crazy. We go from the 3/4 to a 1/2 inch, from a 1/2 inch to a 3/8. I have not been able to find one that does all this without having to have these separate pieces. And then I put a 3/8 inch quick connect here, so I'll be able to add my favorite spray gun to it. And the spray gun is zebra clean. This thing is awesome. It comes with purple plating. I take the plating off, and I took the little safety off, so it's just all clear. It's push lock, so you have the ability to do that. This is just a cheap Amazon one that came with something. And at the end here, this is something I bought off of Amazon. It's like 10 bucks. And this comes with like 6 or 7 different tips. This is the most common tip that you'll see when it comes to spraying a fertilizer and stuff. It's a 110-04. And then the back end of this, actually 1/4 inch MPT. So it fits a 1/4 inch quick disconnect easily. So it allows me to get that in there. All right, now one big thing we remember is usually most all these, they'll do their dilutions based off of 1,000 square feet. So let's say 1 ounce to a gallon of water to 1,000 square feet. So that's kind of the ratio. And when they say add 1 ounce, 2 ounces, 15 ounces, whatever it is to a gallon of water, it's not put 15 ounces in the tank and then fill it up to the 1 gallon mark. It's put a gallon in there and then add your liquid. All right, I already know that on this bucket that right here is the 4 gallon mark. Now it's best to use distilled water, deionized water for this. This is deionized water. Now for the first application to Neighbor's Envy, it's a double application, which means you're gonna use a lot of product for this first go around. The initial one is 16 ounces in a gallon of water per 1,000 square feet. We're going to be able to do 4,000 square feet with this mix. Now, when you're mixing, it's always best to put your fertilizer in first. 16 is 4 is 40, 4 and 6, 24, 64 ounces. How dark it is. Spray and you mix it with the water, it's still going to be dark. It's going to change the color of your grass. That doesn't mean it's doing anything. It doesn't work that fast. With iron, a day or two, with a good amount of rain, you can start to see the green. But it's usually a week or 2 weeks that you're going to see the differences. Now, the fungicide and insecticide are going to go a lot further. The application rates that I've already looked up for when it comes to the fungicide for the dollar spot is to put between 1 ounce and 2 ounces. 2 ounces on the higher end though. And we're already putting fertilizer out. We're already putting insecticide out, and this is a preventative. So we're just going to use the 1 ounce. Same with the insecticide. So 1 ounce per gallon per 1,000 square feet. Ooh, that stuff's jelly. Just a big 5 gallon bucket paint mixer and an old Ryobi right here. We have it on the 1, so we don't go too crazy. Get this mixed. This is very milky stuff. And we're doing this as 1 ounce per gallon per 1,000. Now you make sure you mix that good, because the insecticide likes to clump up a little bit. And now maybe you're going to ask, how can these all be used together? Well, they all have different objectives, different active ingredients, and different targets. So they're not all targeting the same thing, and they're all not really known to be things that harm your grass. Make sure you check the instructions, because some fungicides, some things aren't good for, say, cool season grasses versus warm season grasses. Now we got to do this 3 times for 12,000 square feet. So this will be fun. Now, before we transfer this to this is basically our jar test, right? So we're making sure that it doesn't solidify, doesn't gel, or it doesn't, work together. Obviously we wasted a lot of products if that's the case. But I know that these work together. That reminds me, I checked my sprinklers because I think they're set for tomorrow morning. I need to move it to Friday. We want that 24-hour uptake on these. Now, the Neighbor's Envy says to water it in after 4 hours, but you can wait up to 24. It's foliar spray. It'll be fine. It just basically a lot of times it says that because that's the minimum amount of hours that you need to wait to let the nitrogen uptake into the foliage of the plant, the grass, and before you go watering it in. All right, we've waited about 10, 12 minutes. Everything's fine. We're going to need 2 bottles of that Neighbor's Envy. So this first application is going to cost me like, it's not going to use the whole second bottle. It's only going to use half of the second bottle. And then the second bottle will be able to do 1 more. So we'll do 2 applications for 120 bucks. All right, that's enough science class. Let's go spray. All right, I myself, just like when I spread the granulars earlier with the 10-10-10, I like to do multiple directions. So I'll do a fast rate of walk this way, and then I'll do another one the other way, so I get more of an even coverage, and I don't overdo it, you know, in the very beginning. Walking through all this mist, as obviously white shoes isn't a great idea either, but I'm actually taking and running making footsteps. So I'm going to walk out to the street and then come around and get the camera. Oh, and the wind switches up and wants to go that way. What? Now I got to change my drift pattern. Now it's going that way. See how the moss is turning a blackish brownish color? That's not just dye. Like, it kills moss pretty quickly. Iron does. We ran out of daylight for the camera. We still have this much left to put out in the backyard. And I did add a little bit of water to the tanks because it just allowed me to spread it out a little bit more, which is perfectly fine because the amount of chemical is out there that needs to be out there. And that way, if it's too strong, at least it won't be as bad. Just let us know in the comments, how do you do it? What would you do? How do you spray? So I had to like play the wind drift. I was having to play a little bit off and I was having to let it drift out. And then I had to flip back the other direction, sometimes walk backwards to be able to get the, everything right. That's why I walk 2 different directions at a half dilution. So that way we can get the greater coverage that we need. Just be civil in the comments. If you think I'm doing it wrong, or you think what I'm doing is there's a better way, just inform. There's no use saying, hey, that's dumb, blah, 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 blah. Nobody wants that. So there you go. Check the links below for anything in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Car detail. If any of you are coming from, if any of you,